This week, Tess plays Pokemon Go and gets lost. Militus takes his family on a 22-day trek across America. And boom, finally finishes a quest. You're listening to Standing in Fire. Welcome, everybody, to the brand new, repurposed Standing in Fire podcast, formerly the Precursor podcast. I am Boom, and I am joined, formerly. I am Boom, and I am joined, as always, and gratefully, by the way, by the one and only Tess and the wonderful Militus. Hello, guys.
Hello.
I can't believe we're back.
I know.
I can't believe I survived. Boom. It was 24 days, not 22.
Oh,
you didn't drive that shit. I did. Get it right.
I didn't mean to sell your vacation shorts. That was quite a trek that you took, by the way. Now, for those of you who are not fans of the Precursor Cast and you're not joining us for all of this stuff, we are just these gaming friends that we met through different circles, and then once we started to hang out online, we just recently this summer had the chance to meet in real life. That was absolutely awesome.
After how many years?
It's been years.
How many years has it been? Well, you and I, Boomy, were friends in real life.
Yes,
before we were gaming friends.
We were. Yes, but but even at that, I was out of state. Like we there was a lot of separation going on.
Oh yeah, then you moved, and I was sad. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can't believe it. Like we're all together again. I feel like bursting into Muppet song.
It is
pretty. Go ahead and do that.
And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited to get back with my boys and be chatting about this stuff.
And now it's World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and Mila, which is what brought us all together.
Well, don't sell.
Uh-oh.
What?
We're having our first hiccup there.
So
I had a little bit of a
I,
glitch there. Sorry. That was our first hiccup of the show. Yeah. Okay.
Who cares? We're going to have a lot.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Yeah. Welcome to this. Boomy and I were friends in real life. After, then Wildstar hit, and Boomy and Mila became acquainted through that game. And of course, the amazing podcast that Mila was on, Wildstar Nation,
the one that starts it off.
And that's how they got together. And then everybody came back during, I think, Warlords.
We did. We played Warlords together. Yeah. Because when Wildstar imploded, started sponsoring players left and right. I'm like, please, all these cool people, stay with me. And you guys did. And we formed a guild, and
then I joined that guild.
We formed the Dirty Casuals Guild, and we've been hanging out ever since.
Yeah. I made a note because one of the things that I was thinking about when we were starting the show and we were talking about how we were going to, kind of how we all met and how all this stuff goes. I think there's a little bit of a hang up to go actually meet the people in game in real life. I think that sometimes people are scared to do that. I just got to tell you, go do it. Like, take that leap and go make those real connections. It's really, really a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people do it with BlizzCon and those kinds of those things are out there, and so everybody's starting to do that a little more. But it's a lot of fun. You have to
be a little careful, though. You have to be a little careful with people you meet online. But we had been friends for a couple years before we
4 years at least.
And then we started doing a podcast. So we've been friends together for a couple of years. Then we started the podcast, and then we met. So it's not like we were meeting.
And that's what you do. Just start a podcast with everybody. So just get your guild together and start a podcast.
Do it.
Easy peasy.
It's so much fun.
Right?
But I would echo what Boom said. It's coming off the vacation where I drove across the country with my wife and kids, and we did all these fun things. I just happened to, be lucky enough that convince my wife, hey, I have these friends that I've never met before, but they're really good friends. Can we stop along the way and see them? And I managed to see 5, including you 2, along the way. And the funny thing was, right, is they were pretty much the same in game as they were in real life. Like, I was
obnoxious. I was obnoxious, and I was like, "I'm the tank. Follow me." Through downtown Denver. That's
You were tanking through downtown Denver. It was great.
Well, and
that was
it's
so fun.
It is important, to kind of make those relationships, but it also just kind of illustrates what the kind of games we like to play. We like to play MMOs. We like to play MMOs because of the socialization piece. It's the one sort of game that allows a little bit more of that. And so I think there's going to be kind of a resurgence here in the coming years for this sort of activity. And I'm kind of excited about it. Not that it ever died. That's not what I'm saying. But I think that there's a lot of competitive games that sort of fired up here recently, and those are fun in their own right, and I play a lot of them. But there's something about making connections and meeting people that you can only do through MMOs that I think is just so fantastic. Well, Tess, before we get into this too much, please go ahead and tell everybody how they can contact and reach us.
Okay, I haven't done this for a long time, so...
You got this.
Me. Okay. You can visit our website and by the way, all of this is connected by what that magical RSS, whatever that wizardry is. So if you can only visit one, everything is going to aggregate to each other. So you can visit our website at stopstandinginfire.com. You can email us at stopstandinginfire@gmail.com. You can tweet us at SIF Podcast. You can catch us live on Twitch. We don't know exactly when we're going to go live for our regular show, but when we do, you can catch us live at Standing in Fire Podcast at twitch.com. Or you can give us a call. We have a phone number you can call in. You can leave. You can say, Tess, I love your scarf. I'll be like, great. And you can call us at 702-625-1337.
That spells leads. Hell yeah.
There we go. There we go. It's good to be back.
It is.
Coltrane.
Oh, it's back. We're back. So there's all of our info.
Yep, and you can reach out. So basically, this is very interactive. That's the way we are. If you reach out to us in phone and leave a message or do any of that stuff, we just play that stuff on the air. So some of our funniest moments in our podcasting has been people leaving us hilarious phone messages, and we just play those phone messages. So just have some fun with it. We certainly do.
And for us, my favorite part of when somebody leaves us a phone message is because it's the way that it's set up, we get like a text of the phone message like emailed to us, and trying to figure out like translate the Google text to speech
is entertainment in and of itself.
That is actually a good time.
It's the best.
Well, and a plug for the website. If you want to see the 3 of us hanging out in Denver, like we just talked about, there's a photo of us.
Oh, wait, those photos are there?
It's just one. It's a really, you look.
It's
beautiful.
Nice. Everything's.
I think I'm wearing the same shirt.
Everything's
in
good.
that photo.
Is that? We won't tell. One thing I wanted to say. So the intro music is courtesy of Jeremy, and I think he's in Sweden, of all places.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Jeremy.
So
hardcore.
I got connected
Jeremy's
with him
awesome.
through Fiverr, and he hooked us up with that intro. And I told him I would mention oak-production.com. That's his website for where you can go get this stuff. He basically, so this is how good this dude is. He's just like, you need a song for something, tell me what you need it for, and he'll just sit and take his guitar out, and he'll just whip one out for you. So anything you want, just like that.
And
custom stuff.
We've gotten a lot of. You're not going to hear it all in this episode, but we've gotten a lot of talent done through Fiverr. And I think on our website, what we'll do is we'll create like a credits section where if there's something that you really liked, like, oh, I love the guy that said something on this segment or whatever, we're going to put everybody in Fiverr so that you can contact them for your own, needs.
You have to throw Coltrane's Twitter handle up there for them.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
Heck yes, it's Coltrane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to do
He's
everything
my
we
boyfriend.
can. Yep. Tess has got a crush on Coltrane. I got to admit, I got a slight crush on Coltrane. So there's a lot of
Everybody
crushes
does.
going on.
Who doesn't have a crush on Coltrane?
I know.
Join the crowd.
I know it. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the news.
Don't know your gaming news? Well, neither do we. But who the cares?
All right, it's time for the news as we do it, which is, I'm just going to say, this. If you're looking for a place that's just going to read the show notes and tell you what's happening, it's probably not going to be us because we get a little different into it. There you go. So, let's just kick this thing off. We have exciting news in World of Warcraft. We have a brand new patch.
Oh,
Brand new.
brand
Patch.
new.
Still like smoldering. It's so new.
Small,
Yeah.
and it created a lot of buzz, I noticed, in my circles at
Well,
least.
It created a lot of buzz in every circle. I mean, it made national Forbes news.
And yeah,
So
it did actually, huh?
yeah.
That was pretty crazy. I
So
was reading
So
Forbes
did you
and I was
guys
like,
get
what
to
is
log
going on
in?
there?
well,
Because
not
I was
well,
driving across the country, so I couldn't log in.
Yeah,
What about
you
you
can.
guys?
On the day, I didn't try to. I knew it was going to be a mess. I mean, it always is. Like
Yeah.
part
it
part
is.
of me is a little offended on Blizzard's end in that it's a major patch. There are gonna be bugs. That's why they pre-patch. And what do you expect? So if you try to log in on pre-patch day, it's gonna things are gonna go down, they're gonna come back up, they're gonna go down, you're gonna get in, you're gonna be halfway through a quest, then it's gonna crash again. I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. Um, I understand some of the anger uh, due to the squish, you know, but the I think the original anger that got everybody going was on the connectivity, and that was uh, Blizzard did exactly what every pre-patch is supposed to do, and it went down and it came up, and then it went down and it came up. So I didn't even try
Nor did I.
until
Nor did
well,
I.
you were in a Winnebago.
Well,
Yeah, but I'm
I
saying,
did
like
try.
put on my militus, like I walk up snow both ways to school, get off my lawn attitude here. Because here's the thing: like if you've been playing this game for any
Mhm.
period of time, you would know that this not only this is actually good compared to back in the day.
Yeah, they
Because
didn't
back
use
in
the
the day,
pre-patch.
we didn't pre-patch.
No.
We just patched, and you couldn't log in for days. So here's the thing: if you play the game for a while, you know it's coming. As developers, they know they're going to have problems. As a user, you have to know they're going to have problems. So just don't like get your panties all in a wad if in
Yeah.
fact on Tuesday you can't log in and have seamless gameplay. I will give that up easily to have a smooth launch on August 14th.
I agree. I
No
absolutely 100% agree. And that's why I didn't even try. I think I tried to log in about 9 o'clock Mountain. So, you do the math. But I was like, okay, the pre-patch has dropped, and I couldn't get in, and I couldn't get in, and I couldn't get in. And then Boomy got in. And I was like, okay, we'll try
Of
again.
course.
And
that's
then
the
I
way it
couldn't
always
get
works.
in. Yeah, Boom always gets
Now,
everything before us.
They
I
get
just
beta
wanted to-
invites, alpha. He logs in right away. He like logs in, has tier gear on his character.
Yeah.
Doesn't even
I wa-
raid. He just
I
has
want
shit
to
on his
exactly.
character.
I want to defend a little bit though. So here's this was the funniest thing for me. So this just proves that as human beings, we want what we can't have. So because I was sitting there and I couldn't get in, I was like, "What's this?" Right? And I immediately like flipped. It's like the switch is flipped. Now
he flipped out.
I don't even care. There's like a lot of other things I could be doing, but I'm like, whatever. So I'm like, once it said I couldn't log in, then it was on. Then I was like, I gotta get in. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. I gotta get in. And so I finally got in, and then I walked around a couple minutes and realized, oh, I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
They hadn't even launched anything new, so I was still at that stage. I don't know what my big hurry was to get in. I didn't have anything to accomplish. I'm ready for the expansion.
To get in because you were like, I'm in, and I'm like, I gotta get in.
And this is why MMOs are great.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, right? This is
It is.
why MMOs or single player games can't compete, in my opinion, because even through all the crap, we still want to get in the game. So
Yeah, because
sure.
you always feel like you're missing something that somebody else is getting.
Something's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a, what is it? There is actually a phenomenon among the younger generation, and it's this fear of missing out. And I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, well,
but
I have that.
It has a
for sure.
hashtag. I don't
It's like,
do hashtags.
I was
old.
trying to log in like there was a mount. Like the minute I got in, they were going to give me like the logging in mount. Right. There was no reason to actually be logged in, but I was taking it personal. So I'm just that way. But no, it did create quite of a stir. But I think the stat squish was the really weird thing for me, because once I did get in and I actually started playing, it was I went, so everything changes, so my rotation is different, and so I take my warlock and I go over to some dummies, and I hit the dummy, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how it works, and the dummies on the right sides are doing millions of damage, and the dummy in the middle is doing 300. Right. And so it was just stuff like that. And it was going on all over the world. So I would be out killing something, and I would hit an ability, and it would pop off for 3 million, and that thing was dead. Right. And then I would go to the next guy, and I'm doing 300, and I'm just, chunking away at it because his health is. So there was definitely like some stuff they missed there. It's a little uncharacteristic of Blizzard. I'm just going to say it. That's a little uncharacteristic, but
and I have a question, because I was reading this Forbes article, and I'll find the URL and I'll put it in the show notes so that we can let everybody see it. But one of the notes that the guy made was, and I didn't finish Argus. I quit playing WoW, right? Like I did like a couple quests in Argus, and then I didn't play. But he mentioned about when you got in and they did the stat squish, they also got rid of all of your legendary weapon.
Yeah, your artifact traits.
Stuff. Yeah,
yes,
everything was gone.
Yeah.
And without any explanation except for you have used this artifact traits, you've
used it up.
Tapped it in order.
Yeah, you didn't go through the quest, so you weren't familiar with what happened.
Well, I had no idea. Well, and in this Forbes article, and I'm assuming, maybe I shouldn't, that this guy had done all of this stuff, because he didn't say that he had any explanation either for why the artifact weapon was just sapped. You don't have to give me any spoilers. Is there an explanation?
Yes.
Okay. So I will see that, because I tried playing through a couple of the quests, and I didn't get that explanation. So in order to get that, I need to finish my Argus.
Not Argus. It's what happens is you get a quest to see
in
Anduin,
Silithus?
and he sends you to Silithus.
Okay.
And
I played through that and nothing.
But now there was a series of those quests early on, several weeks ago, right? I mean, a while ago.
Uh-huh.
This quest I'm talking about I can't spoil it, but
Yeah.
it clearly shows you there's a cinematic
Okay.
with your
Right,
character
right.
So
doing something.
Okay, so is this in the new stuff that they just dropped?
Not in the patch. This happened a few weeks ago.
I haven't.
Maybe 3-4 weeks. Well, I've been on vacations. It's got a little cloudy for me, but it's clearly, I think I did it before. No, I did it before I left on vacation. So it's been more than a month ago this happened. So 5-6 weeks ago.
I need somebody to like show me what that quest is and where I pick it up, because I went through Silithus. I saw what I saw in Silithus, and that's what I really thought when I saw what I saw in Silithus. I was like, oh, this is the explanation.
Yeah, and that's been out there for a long time. We can say that thing without spoiling
the
it.
wound.
There's a huge sword stuck in there. Yeah, Azurite. Yeah, but beyond that, there's a way that you sort of deal with that. And if I remember correctly, Tess, the way it worked for me is I got a quest to see Anduin.
Yeah.
Of course, because I play Alliance as you do, and then he sends you to Silithus, and you do a few quests, and you get resolution, shall we say, as to why your artifact.
Maybe I missed a cutscene, because I went through. I had maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5, 6, maybe 6 quests, a quest line.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finished the quest line and nothing happened.
Yeah, you won't miss this. So I think you need to
This is actually kind of an interesting thing.
I couldn't find anything else to pick up. So I
don't think you're alone. There's a lot of people that are kind of wondering where some of these quest chains start and pick up, and I've kind of seen that kind of running around a little bit. It's a little more. See, you guys need to live in Boom's world, which is one of where I don't know what's going on ever. I've played this game for
could there be a reason
nearly 15 years, and what's the funniest part is somebody was talking to me the other day, and they were talking about lore. I have no idea what's going on. I don't know anything. I know that I got cool stuff. The most I know is that you can go to the things and get glowy enhancements that make your swords and weapons glow. That's, to me, like, I'm like, that's like the game. And then I just am like, point me to what I got to kill. And then I just go and I kill it, and I come back and I'm like, done, job's done, finished it, killed it. What do you need from me next? They say, go over here. I'm like, okay, I go chase a couple squirrels that are grabbing nuts.
Even if you did that,
whatever I do. Yeah.
I promise you, even if you did that in Silithus with this quest line, the cutscene, you would not.
Oh, mistake. I did.
Like, you'd be like, holy crap.
I watched all that, but
you'd be a little amazed by it.
I watched all that. But the funny thing for me is, like, I don't know what it is. I have a hard time. I just like skip through everything. It's just, I'm just like,
even cutscenes.
Oh, everything. I'm just like, move along. Oh, I'm like, get to the game.
Sacrilege.
I want to go kill the things.
That's wrong.
I want
that's
a big
an
boss
to all of what Blizzard has put forth.
I know it is
to skip the.
Yeah.
Listen,
there's others like me. There's
that's
others
fine.
like me. No, there's others like me. So this is what I'm doing to try to remedy. So because I know nothing. I mean, I absolutely know nothing. I took it upon myself. I bought the first book. You know, they have the World of Warcraft anthology kind of book. So I bought that, and I'm about 30 pages in.
Milla
I now actually understand. Yeah, I now actually understand something. So it's good. When the sword, I was like, oh, I get why that. Otherwise, I just was like, oh, somebody put a big damn sword here. Like, no understanding of what that means or why I should care, except for what do I got to kill next? There you go.
You guys have to read or listen to Before the Storm by Christy Golden before you play.
All right.
You have 2.5 weeks, right?
Yeah, that's never going to happen.
2 weeks from this coming Tuesday. Dude, it's so good. You would really like it.
I've heard great things. I mean, I really have. I've heard great things. I'm just a funny guy that way. So now we're can we even talk about the stuff in Dark Shore there?
Well, hold on. One more thing about Stat Squish before we go on.
Okay,
Dark Shore.
Yeah.
Okay, so question for you guys. So in this previous expansion, it was common for people to be doing 2, 3, 4 million damage per second.
Right.
As a DPS class, or let's say as a healer, it was common for me to do 1.2, 1.3 million heals per second. And so they did the Stat Squish, right? And now, like, to me, I love it. I know a lot of people hate it, but I love it because to me it reminds me of Burning Crusades, because the item, the number of points you get per stat remind me a lot of Burning Crusade. Like, it's like plus 22 intellect or something like that, you know. And I don't mind it at all, but man, people got really upset about it. And
I really can't comment on the stat squish because a lot of people, my main is tank.
Right.
So a lot of people are like whining about, you know, I went from doing 50 million DPS to doing 4 million DPS, or I don't know the numbers, or healing, same thing.
Right.
Yeah. All I noticed, and there was a major difference, was before, here's my health bar, I would never see a tick.
Sure.
Like when I was out, and now I actually have to use some self-healing, you know.
But don't you enjoy
That's
that?
a lot of
Doesn't
change.
it make the game
I have
better?
no issue with it. No,
Yeah.
I have no, but I can see how I don't want to comment on how other people should feel because I don't have any sort of basis to make a comparison, if that makes
But I mean,
sense.
this has to happen, right? I mean, because
It has to happen.
Yes.
millions of to me,
Well,
whenever I in the game and I see the number float above someone's head, if it's
It
like
doesn't mean
1
anything.
comma digit comma digit,
It doesn't
you know
mean
what I'm saying?
anything.
It doesn't
They did
mean
something
anything.
just like this in Warlords of Draenor.
They did.
And
They did.
It was I don't remember if it was met with the same kind of anger. I
Well,
feel like it was a little bit, but
it
I didn't care.
and
I don't really care. It's just a divide by 10 sort of a scenario. I think it's kind of crazy with the combination of the fact that now all your abilities are different. I think that freaks people out a little bit.
And the global cooldown is present.
Yeah,
and the fact that people had these artifact abilities and the artifact weapons were, and this Blizzard even said it on their they put out when they were doing like a world patch after a week after launch, they had like a Q&A with Ian and did a whole bunch of stuff, and they even said, like, we get that the stat squish, it feels bigger this time versus last time because of the artifacts.
Yeah,
the artifact weapons
had
overpowered people so much that it now you don't have the artifact and the stat squish.
Now that we're in hindsight, what was your overall feeling, and do you want to ever revisit this artifact weapon thing after having played an expansion of this? What do you take away? We're going to visit it, right?
The Heart of Azurite, the necklace, but again, it's not the same.
It's not the exact same thing, right? I mean, what do you think? Is this them kind of backing away from that and kind of I find it very difficult. Because a lot of the problems they're having is like trying to move on from it. It was kind of like this gameplay thing that sort of made it really difficult for them to switch back, if that kind of makes sense, and go back to your weapons.
It's like flying.
It's a little different.
But on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind, like, everybody has a free pass as far as I go. Like, I've played this game since vanilla. I've seen things come. Seen things go. And there's a little bit of nostalgia on stupid things that nobody wants, like ammo for hunters.
Right.
I kind of want to see that back just for
That's
nostalgia.
The classic
but
conversation, though, that needs to be had too, right?
But at the same time, Blizzard is very right. And I think there was a dev post that somebody was like, we want these things back, and they're like, no, you don't.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, be careful, because when you say that, you think you do.
Exactly.
You don't. That sets off.
Oh yeah, that makes everybody really angry.
Don't tell me. I know.
Don't tell me what to think.
I get it. But I also I see both sides of the spectrum. So what I really enjoyed about artifact weapons, I really like the fact that this was my weapon. I didn't have to worry about trying to farm a new weapon. I just had to worry about leveling it up and unlocking its extra abilities. And the only farmy thing was to get the slots for it. And,
don't forget artifact power. That was quite farmy.
That was very farmy.
You of that.
Yeah,
that was very farmy.
Absolutely. Yeah. But
not if you waited till the end of the expansion. Then you were good.
No. but
talk about a stat squish that needed to happen. I went from getting 25 artifact power to getting 2.5 billion a drop. Yeah. It's just like, whoa, there's a stat squish that needed to happen.
But at least that's something I could farm. Like, that's end game farming stuff. Like, I can't, unless I'm in the highest raid tier, dungeon crawler group, I'm not going to be able to get that weapon to what did it end up at? With the item level squish, I think it was like 264?
264. I thought it was 265 really as the high cap. Yeah. I thought 265.
Oh, I didn't get 264, but that was the cap.
I see. I think it's the cap.
But so, at least I could chisel away at that. And I don't mind that. Like,
it was kind of the new leveling, right? Don't you think that's all that is? That
exactly.
Basically, because the leveling thing is kind of still a weird thing to me. So we got this new expansion coming, and they're gonna add 10 new levels to it. And you're thinking about those 10 levels, and that's not very much, and it goes really fast. And in fact, they're launching the raid 3 weeks after. Yeah, but I mean,
that's a lot if you're a new person.
The expectation is that everybody's going to go pretty fast through those 10 levels. And so I've always wondered, like, why not just get rid of the levels altogether? Because it really doesn't totally matter. It's really just a gear eye level and really just a weapon power sort of a situation now, right? And so I was always kind of thinking maybe that was what their goal was, is to sort of just get rid of levels, because the levels create a lot of problems for people. Especially when they're kind of starting out, and so I don't know. It was kind of it was an interesting thing. It felt a little Warlords of Draenor sometimes, and sometimes it didn't. But I personally liked the artifact weapon a lot because I'm weird and I don't mind the grind. So a lot of times I think grind has that negative connotation in games, but the grind is sometimes the reason I play. So if I don't have a little bit of something to gain, or a little bit of power to get, or a little bit of something to work towards, I don't totally feel like playing. Like, the quests aren't enough to get me to come back all the time, as I told you when I skip cutscenes. So I have to have that little bit. Like, I need to know I went from a 100 to a 101. I just have to have that one little extra little thing. And so overall, I liked it. I thought it was pretty successful, and I was kind of sad to see them kind of go this necklace route and kind of, I'm sure it's going to be great. I'm sure they're going to work out a lot of stuff, but I kind of was hoping that the weapon would stick around, or a variation of it would still stick around.
Explain the necklace route to me, because I don't know what you're talking about, because I'm just back to the game.
It's called the Heart of Azeroth, and so I think I can say this without spoiling too much, because I played the beta. You start Battle for Azeroth, and your first few quests, obviously there's a big sword sticking in our planet, so you might imagine she's in a bit of trouble. You go through some quests involving Magni Bronzebeard, where you are bequeathed this Heart of Azeroth from her. And you collect Azurite, and as you collect Azurite, kind of analogous to artifact power and Legion, it levels up your necklace. So let's say you start at level 1, level 2, level 3. Well, as you get more levels of the necklace, it interacts with certain gear you have by opening traits on the gear called Azurite armor. And for example, level 15 opens certain traits on certain gear. Right, level 16 opens certain traits on certain gear and more powerful gear. So that's the way it works. It's analogous to the artifact weapon, but it's not exactly the artifact weapon, because you can go and target pieces of gear in particular dungeons. Let's say for your paladin test, let's say, this particular dungeon has the perfect, I can't remember, Azurite armor.
A shield, whatever.
Sure. It has the perfect Azurite armor, and there are only 4 Azurite armor slots, by the way, because they did away with tier sets. There are no more tier sets in Battle for Azeroth.
What?
They're gone. Breaking news.
Okay.
This silence was funny. I was just like, let that ride. I was like, all right, go for it.
So we have a segment, and it's called Standing in Fire because you're an idiot and a noob. And here's my standing in fire moment. I'm looking at you, Boomy. I'm ready.
Well, the reason why they did this was because, like in Legion, of course, we had 2 legendary slots. And by the way, that's gone as well. No more legendary system as we know it. They say there may still be
anybody's
legendaries
crying
in the
about
game,
that, by the way.
But no more. I gotta have this specific legendary to be good at my stat and all that stuff. That's gone. So legendary systems gone. Tier systems are gone.
Still only have 2.
You can't have any once. You can have 2 right now, but once you hit level 115,
so if I have like 4 of them in my bank.
Yeah, but
you're
not
going to
still
wear 2.
Yeah, they're only going to be so powerful. So,
but they stopped working at 115.
It doesn't matter. There's still 160 or with the
but by the time you're 160, trust me, on the beta, my character's like rocking 290-ish gear, and I have crap gear.
That's because you're better than me.
No. It's just because
you just replace it.
It's just because I leveled up.
Yeah,
I just replaced everything.
Okay.
Well, I didn't even replace it. Boom. I started playing a tune before you could copy characters.
Oh, gotcha.
So I just leveled from 110 to 120, and along the way, I was just getting greens and blues that way surpassed what we.
Right.
Well, that always happens, but usually your tier gear will last you almost until level cap.
Well, but the thing is, with the tier gear, the problem was that Blizzard was trying to address with this is, okay, so tier gears awards bonuses, set bonuses, right? So what if you got a new piece of gear that was better than let's say you had a set of legs, right? Legs, chest, shoulders, head, okay? And
your set 4 item stat.
Let's say your set 4 bonus was awesome.
Yeah.
But it was actually an inferior piece of gear compared to what you just got. What do? You don't wear it.
No.
Because you're like, I can't give up my set bonus. Yeah. So Blizzard's like, we don't want that to happen. We want people to equip upgrades. But check it out. This is where they meshed the loss of artifact weapons with the loss of tier gear with the Heart of Azeroth. Because the Heart of Azeroth, as you level it up, it affords you greater powers of your Azurite armor.
Yeah.
And there's like you still have choices. Remember like when you were leveling out your artifact ability where you had to pick which path you want to go?
Yeah. And
you have that for every piece of Azurite armor you wear. Now it's not as complex as your weapon. So there's like, I think 3 tiers, and then there's like so you got 1 tier and you got to choose between 2 traits. Second tier, choose between 2 traits. Third tier, choose between 2 traits. Last tier, automatic 5 item level increase.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have Milla.
Right.
Yes, I know he's been doing it.
Okay,
he's been making it happen.
I have a question. So, when do we get this neck? Should I already have it? Because
No. The expansion hasn't launched. You will get it within the first 20 minutes of playing Battle for Azeroth.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, like you said that there was this cutscene, and I went through all of Silithus that I could find, and I didn't get a cutscene. So I'm really concerned after not playing.
So this is what's
Argus section.
I'm gonna cry foul here. Tess is the fastest leveler that there is.
She is amazing.
So she's like, I don't know what's gonna happen. She will in the first day. So it's August 14th that it's gonna launch.
What day of the week?
And on the 15th, she'll be max level.
On the 15th, she's gonna be like, "Are you guys ready to raid? I'm ready to raid. I've done all the quests." Yeah,
it'll take me until the 18th. by the 19th,
Did you take time
I
off?
will be good. No, I can't.
No, you didn't. You didn't take any time off.
I can't.
I faked. So
I can't. That is literally. I'm a teacher, and that is quite literally like the third week of school.
Yeah,
and
you're
I think
stuck.
that's when I'm having auditions. I think August
Okay,
14th.
so you're stuck. Well,
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
no way.
I've been lifting a lot of heavy boxes here recently, moving and trying to transition, and so I have a hernia, and I'm scheduling my hernia operation right around that time. That's my plan.
Well, then all you have to do is be prone playing a game.
And then I can just sit there.
Hospital, bro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit there
Don't
and I'm just gonna jam out.
Take the damn laptop.
I'm gonna go in there and just go for it. No casualness, none. And they're gonna say, the nurse is gonna come in and say, "What are you playing?" I'm gonna be like, "I have no idea. I gotta go kill that guy. I don't know what's going on. I just gotta go kill this guy. Gotta go kill that guy." There we go.
That is very true, though. That is very true. You know, any time that we've played a game, you know, Mila and I are like, this was the coolest quest ever. Like the acclimate in any game, the peak of this quest was like the most epic thing ever. And we've played a lot of games together, Mila.
Yeah.
And we'll just be like peeing ourselves over how cool this quest line was, and Boom will be like, who do I kill?
What loot do I get?
No, this is the cool part. And he's like,
Yeah,
I don't care. I'm not killing anybody.
Hey, I did, when we were doing Guild Wars 2, I did go through a phase there with a couple of the lady folk in the game. So I got into their storyline just because
it was lady folk and they didn't have any armor on.
I had some crushes there. Okay, well, just so everybody knows that. So one of the things that, so I didn't know if we wanted to talk about the Dark Shore a little bit. I had just one comment. So, they have this war mode PvP thing, and so I used to play PvP in this game, and then now there's so many choices for me in ways to kind of be competitive that I don't really play it very often. But I remember fondly the days, right? This is those remember berries from South Park here that are kicking in. Yeah.
Do you remember?
I'm going back in time here when like you'd go out to mine something and then you and another dude got in a tussle over it, right? Because it was like PvP world, like here we go, we're gonna go get this node. So I clicked. So I launched the game. I get the quest. I do the first stuff. I fly up to Darkshore. I engage war mode. I did it in. You have to do it in the capital city. So I was in Stormwind. I launched it in Stormwind. And I flew up there. And once I got up there, I hit the ground and I was dead within 30 seconds. I mean, it was just like, I'm like, I didn't even know where to go. And it was all of a sudden, wham, I was being hit with, I don't know what. I just got hit. And I looked around me though, and there was like a 40v40 thing going on over the 210 armor or whatever you get at those sites. And I was actually kind of inspired. I was like, that's kind of cool. That kind of brought a little of that fun back.
Well, it is cool because people who play vanilla will remember when this game first launched, there were no battlegrounds.
Yeah.
There was no
Torn Mill, right? That was it.
Yeah, it was Darkshore Torn Mill, and it would be all the time, constant, day in, day out. You don't go. What was the name of that zone? I can't remember.
Highlands. Hold on.
It was right. It was in that area, but you didn't even go into that freaking zone unless you had like
you were ready for action.
And
you had a posse. Yeah, you need a posse.
Yeah, hardcore posse.
Right.
And so one part of me, the member berry part of me, is that was a lot of fun. Just the open world PvP was a lot of fun. I don't want that. Current part of me is going, if I put myself in war mode, I'm not going to be able to get anything done, because that was the worst part of being in a PvP zone, and you'd walk in and you couldn't do the quest because, and if I remember correctly, Boom, that is what happened to you when you first started. you got into a
Oh,
tussle.
I was getting camped all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. You got into a big tussle and you called me to come and get you because they were just camping you. And listen, it's not fun if you're just constantly camped. Now, if it's a 40v40 mighty battle, that's fun because you can get out of it. You can, but if it's just one person camping your ass for
So that brings me to this conversation. There was this
hours.
there's this guy named Spoon. And Spoon played. Okay. So every show, every podcast I've ever done, I've talked about this guy because he was in WildStar, right? And I played PvP. In fact, I leveled from 0 to 50 in WildStar when it first came out, all in PvP. That's all I did. So I was fairly well geared. I was playing all PvP all the time. So now world quests start, and I've got to go farm these world quests and start doing all this extra stuff. And Militus and a couple other guys are saying, hey, there's this guy, Spoon, and he keeps killing us every time you spawn to go do these world quests. And I'm like, whatever. So I pop in there, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do good. I didn't even get his health like a quarter down, and he blasted me. And he was just killing everybody there. He was just camping that spawn point. And it was so hilarious. And so when I launched and I clicked that war mode button up there, I was thinking, I wonder what Spoon's doing right at this moment.
Spoon going to be there.
I feel as if Spoon is just floating around Azeroth right now, grinning.
I don't know.
I don't know what
also,
Yeah.
Have you tried it, Tess? Have you tried it as well?
Nope.
So one is when you turn it on, first of all, you pick all your traits, Spoon.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because Tess, you get like all these extra PvP traits that only work.
It doesn't.
Which I was kind of used to because it was similar to the last.
PvP.
It was similar to the last way.
So they have sort of. You guys remember in I hate to
Guild
keep
Wars.
going back to Guild Wars 2, but remember how in Guild Wars 2 the PvP was fairly normalized, where you wouldn't get just like one shot, even though Boom got totally ganked in his example. If you one-on-one someone now, wow, it's not like it used to be. It's not Spoon-esque. Like
it used to be really bad because you had those tier sets and they'd be in a full tier set. Yeah.
Listen, I chased a warrior all the way across freaking Darkshore tonight. His little pansy ass just ran and I mean, I wish I would recorded it because I'm a priest, right? I'm running after him in my pajamas. Big Tauren ass warrior, and he's just hauling ass running across the zone, and I'm just penetrating his ass from a distance.
You know what this means? You know what this means? You're the new Spoon.
That Militus is the next Spoon, baby.
You're the new Spoon. There's some guy. There's some Tauren guy running around right now, and he's on a podcast, probably on Twitch right this minute, going, "There's this guy Militus." Right, and he just camps me and he chases me around. I can't even get anything done.
This healing priest was
healing priest. Yes, what a jerk!
He admits that he's gonna have to like hang up his mouth.
Yeah, you're the new Spoon. All right,
but my experience was a little different. I didn't do it as early as you. I've done it the last couple of days. One thing for everyone to know about Darkshore, I just want to get this out, is that when you go through the quest, and I got to pause and say this, Blizzard, I love you. I really do. But chapter 1 was a snooze fest. Like, I was waiting to see the world tree burn, and all I did was sit there on a dock in Darkshore wondering, what the hell is this? But anyways, once you do those quests and you end up with Malfurion on the dock, and you see that the navy of the Night Elves, which I didn't know existed, comes back, and they go, "Hey, Anduin's sending people." That's it. It's over, right? But just know that you do not have to do that every time for every tune. I've heard a lot of people are like doing the scenario over. You don't have to do.
I see what you're saying.
As long as you do it once. When you go and log into an alt, when you start the quest and you go see Anduin or Sylvanas on the Horde, right away it says you want to skip the entire thing. You can skip all of it. You don't have to do any of the scenario.
You can get right to the world quest.
it'll go right to the world quest. So like I took my warlock alt in and got gear because you're right, Boom. It drops 2 10-level gear. If you have alts, it's a wonderful way.
Yeah, you're instantly ready for the expansion.
Oh yeah, man. And you get Titan Forging over there. I got a piece that dropped today that was 220.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get some pretty good gear.
This is what I had today, though.
I had a good experience.
Tell me if you've had this, Militus. So my world quest, there's 4 main world quests there that kind of randomly spawn, just like the old way, in Legion, the way it worked. I had my choice of a staff, or if I went a little higher up, there's another little thing I could do, and I could get a staff. Or if I went up to the top one up there, I could get a staff. Or, get this, my last choice today was a staff.
What was it?
So I chose the staff.
Maybe the game did
and I won 4 staffs.
Strength and size of your staff, and thought it was a little.
Ooh, a little bitty staff.
I know.
Bigger staff there,
now I'm feeling a little awkward because apparently Blizzard's like only give this guy staffs.
Can I tell you what I'm concerned about? And I very well may be 100% incorrect. Because like I said, I am back to WoW. I didn't
after a break.
Argus. Yeah. So what I'm worried about is where this is going. And what I mean by that is I'm thinking about like all the invasion points. Like that started in the pre-patch. Remember all the invasion things?
The pre-patch
that was
for Legion?
So much fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yep. And then you had to go through, and then invasion points were a thing all through the
world,
the whole world.
Yeah.
And then when you got into the expansion, invasion points were a thing. And then when you got to the end game, invasion points were a thing still. So what makes me a little concerned is being not a PvPer. I'm worried that these Horde v Alliance, I mean, look at all of the PR stuff. I'm really concerned that these Horde v Alliance clashes are going to be the new invasion points, and it's all going to be PvP. And let's be honest, Alliance isn't, which is what we're all playing right now, is not, doesn't win PvP a lot. And I'm concerned that we're going to go into the expansion. There are going to be these PvP things that you have to get for world quests, and we'll go into it and just get freaking slaughtered all the time and won't be able. That's not fun.
You won't, because you're just going to travel with Militus there. So
there you go.
He's the new spoon. He's going to chase. He's going to walk in, and everybody's going to run away, and you'll get your quest done. You're going to get your quest done.
Especially Tauren warriors. Yeah. They tremble in my presence.
This new expansion is all about being in a gang. So you got to be in a gang.
That's
what
true,
this is about. Yep.
Okay, have you guys actually seen where someone gets flagged as an assassin yet?
No.
Did you see that, Boom, when you were playing?
I didn't, because I was dead most of the time and I wasn't paying attention.
Tonight I was playing after I chased the weak ass Tauren warrior across the field.
That poor guy, by the way. We need his name.
Hey,
was it Tauren Bulge?
I think Zolderp still has that name. By the way,
somewhere smiling.
Tauren Bulge.
As you guys listen to this podcast, there's a whole host of characters that you'll start to learn about, because we have people. Yeah, go ahead.
So as I'm playing, I'm actually going after the staff myself, my friend. So I was flying up to do the staff quest, and announcement comes across my screen in the chat box, and it's like, the big staff test. And the announcement indicates that this person, I forget his name, Horde player, was identified as an assassin. I guess he had gotten so many kills.
Yeah.
And look at my map, and I can see him.
Yeah.
I can see his dot on my map.
Do you run or hide?
Oh, this shit is on now. So I start flying there immediately. Well, I wasn't on. As I'm descending down on his on his body, there's like 3 or 4 other Alliance players coming down with me. And we
you
just
guys are
proceeded-
flying?
Yes, because you can fly in Darkshore.
Oh, I
So
would have thought that they would have
I'm-
turned it off.
So I'm flying around and so-and-so is an assassin. Ding, I see him on my map. I fly over there. I'm flanked by these other eagles flying down with me, and we just destroyed his ass. There's probably 8 or 9 of us that just dropped on him at the same time.
That's fun.
And it was so much fun. And I thought,
That is fun.
Well, some nights maybe I don't want to run a 5-man.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
run a raid. I'll just like text Boom and Tess and say, hey,
Yeah.
let's go assassin hunting.
Yeah.
Let's just group up
Let's do
and
it.
just sit in a zone where
Yeah.
world quests are happening and wait for someone to be flagged, hunt
Yeah.
their ass down. Like
Yeah.
that would be, that's not something scripted like a dungeon or a raid.
No.
It's dynamic and it's
Yeah.
ever changing, and you run into
It's-
the assholes
it's what
like Spoon,
WoW
and the
was about.
stories live on
Mhm.
forever.
As long as Blizzard doesn't make the mistake of making those types of things a world quest that I feel like I have to complete in order to
I don't think that's
progress.
going to be the case. I don't think
Well-
We
you're
don't
gonna
have to
run
do
into that.
because listen, you can complete all the world quests by not turning War Mud on, and no one will bother you.
Yeah.
And if that's the truth,
That's the truth. That's the truth.
well, that's what has been. We're pre everything right now. Who knows what
but I know here's why I know
they're
it's
going to
true.
add?
Here's why I know it's true. Because there is a benefit to turning War Mode on. It's not that you just get to fight. You get extra
Yeah.
stuff.
You get a
extra
little higher
Azurite power.
stuff. Yep.
You get extra experience. You get extra gold. You get better loot. All that. Not like raid better, but
Yeah,
I think it's like
yeah.
10 or 15%. Like you get a boost for doing it.
Yeah.
So, I
So
know
there's a benefit to doing it, but no penalty to not
for
doing
not doing it. Correct.
it. Okay. If that is how it is, then and you can turn it off and on as long as you're
As
in a
long as you go back to
nature
Stormwind.
Yeah.
Now, Melissus, do you
then
think
I'm cool with that?
do you think though, and I don't actually know because I don't know much about it, but so this idea of it, so for us, we're super casual, right? We're in this guild, we kind of raid, nobody seems to care. Like it's just kind of a fun situation, you know. If I'm a mythic raider, am I gonna feel pressure to go and play PvP now? Do you think that's the crowd that they're like, you guys need to go out and do
Well,
this?
yeah, certainly they will, but let's be honest. They have nothing to fear.
Right. They have nothing to fear. But do you think they're going to be upset about that? Do you think that they're going to be raging because they're going to like, I don't really want to do this?
Because they
PvP
see it
thing?
as an advantage. They have an
It
advantage.
is an
now.
advantage.
They have a
Yeah,
way to
it
get
is.
faster artifact power. They have a way to get faster stuff. So why would they not want to take advantage
Yeah,
of that?
it is an advantage. Yeah.
I have a question.
Mhm.
So here's the other thing that's always been kind of a detriment, in my opinion, to WoW PvP is PvP gear. So
That, not a thing.
what do you mean that's not a thing?
It's
They got rid
artifact
of
power,
PvP
and then it's your
gear?
it's
It's
those
your
little
item
stats.
level.
Yeah, and then it's your little
Yeah.
traits that you pick.
Okay.
Right.
So it's just that everybody gets kind of like in Guild Wars, right?
A
Where
little dorm like that.
everybody gets to pick their traits.
It's a little more like that. Yeah.
So what is the benefit to PvPers?
People
Well,
will
Going
actually
through
play it
and
with them.
slaughtering a whole bunch of people.
Well, this is where I need to do my research and look at the benefits for it. I know there are benefits for PvP players.
I don't know that they need a benefit though. It's just a level playing field so that it can actually be competitive. Because that honestly,
So it's like a practice round for them.
it's just like Guild Wars. Guild Wars was a very competitive PvP environment. That was an environment where, yeah, I could jump in and I could feel like I could kind of play, but the good players were the good players, and they were just better than everybody, and it was very evident. And I think you're just still going to see that. And I think,
but those advantages were like they were getting things that the PvP players had a reason to enter that level playing field.
right.
So
well, you still have prestige, though. You still have the prestige system where you gain prestige by, the more people
that's your
you kill.
rank, so that you can. Yeah, and that has certain probably
So they still
rewards
have a
tied to it.
rank with. Okay. All right, gotcha.
Now let me give you this one last thing. I know we've talked a lot about PvP, which is kind of weird because we're not PvPers by nature, but that's kind of what this has been doing. They're invoking some new things. 100 naked WoW players enter, only one survives. What's going on? This is a new. They're talking, like they're going to have an actual battleground like that. That came right from WoW. Yes. So we're talking battle royale.
Fortnite.
100 naked WoW players parachuting into a zone, equipping some gear and doing battle. I personally think it would be fun to watch a dwarf that hasn't found pants yet traversing the cold, snowy area as he's being hunted down by several other players who have already accumulated some wealth. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this going to be something you're going to do?
I will never say no.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much into the.
I'm gonna try it.
Fortnite.
I'm gonna try it. Yeah, is this an attempt to get the younger crowd into the game? Because a lot of these changes, they've got to. This game is aging. We're all aging. They need
part of it is
they need a newer audience.
It's battle pets to me.
But
battle pets was Pokemon, right? It was.
Yeah.
So this is Fortnite and WoW.
But kids, let's be honest. We got 12-year-old kid that loves playing Fortnite, right?
Yeah, I have a 13-year-old that likes to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kid is not going to be able to jump into WoW and play Fortnite. I mean, that kid is going to have to go through some pretty serious leveling that they didn't Squish.
Yeah.
In order to get to where they can really play quote unquote Fortnite, which is for free and online. So why would they pay a sub and buy a game, which I love, but I'm not going to do that just for like a Fortnite PvP.
No, I don't think anybody's going to do it just for that. They're not. It's not going to bring that, but it does bring that element.
It's just it's to scratch an itch of players in WoW, so they don't leave WoW to play Fortnite.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be just maybe though. It's just maybe it might actually be kind of fun. So there is an element of it. It could be a situation too where they tried this out and they were just like, this is actually kind of a fun thing. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Well, I've never played Fortnite, so I wouldn't.
And a quick correction from what I said earlier. Apparently, in Battle for Azeroth, you will get conquest points at the end of every week, depending on your PvP.
There we go.
And the conquest points will be able to buy PvP-oriented gear, which will give you a slight advantage. But I don't think it's going to give you the same advantage as, let's say,
it's just
you
like
guys remember resilience gear back in the day.
Yes. No, yeah, that was great.
It won't do. I don't think they will go down that.
I did have fun with the resilience gear. I'm not gonna lie.
Because
you decked a pally out in resilience gear. It was amazing. You just never died. It was kind of a fun thing.
I'm excited to see what my pally tank does in Darkshore.
You should go try it. It's a lot of fun.
You want to go with me, Mila? You want to come with me, and you can.
Sure.
You and I will just cut a swath. We won't be able to kill anything.
As long as you promise to chase every Tauren in the...
All the Tauren bulges, we're going to make them itty bitty.
I wish I'd have been screen capturing that shit. I'm running away from me. That was awesome.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, everybody, on this note, I think we've been doing this long enough tonight. We're going to start fading out. Did you guys have any last thoughts, any messages you wanted to get out there, anything you needed to tell everybody?
Just wait until Boom starts making us play games on this thing.
Oh yes, I haven't even got to that. Yeah, this podcast is
yeah, just hang on. Boom always makes us play games.
It's coming. Yeah. It's coming. This was a show to get us onto iTunes, to get us kind of warmed up, to get everything kind of going, to get everything and also to see what's broken so we can kind of tell. And
we got some cool segments coming. We're
we
still working on different segments. And stuff,
do.
So
We've got some amazing and hilarious things planned, and so I think you're going to have a lot of fun. But remember, all of you make the show better. So if you enjoy us, obviously, give us that 5-star rating on iTunes, but also give us a call, send us an email, tell us what you think, tweet at us, do something so that we hear from you and we know the direction that the show needs to go, because that's kind of how we operate. So on that note, we're out.
Warlord.